Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Michael got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, break 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 in the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. Come on, guys, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, yay. Please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, baby, we got a mobile app. And if you don't know, now you know. So listen, here's what you do. You go wherever you get your apps from. It doesn't matter whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworth, Weebolts, Goldblatts. It doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you watch this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channels. If you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. You're like that. Put us there next to the big boys in Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, HBO Max, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Starz. Oh, man, Starz was dope. Raising Kanan was dope this weekend. But I digress. Put us there next to the big boys. You can watch it on the big screen. Hell, run a big screen, right, Mickey? Now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, you want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Man, we got a great show for you, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or a mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So keep them coming, baby. Bring it all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check out the chat. The chat is jumping already. My man, he's in first. Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. My man Junior's in the house. What's up, Papa? He says, good morning, all. He's like, beautiful spring day in Chicago. Who you tell him, man? Whoo, CrossFit was crazy this morning. It's cold outside. Levette Lee's checking in. Says, happy House Music Monday. Y'all, there you go, baby. There you go. Michelle Walsh checking in. Like, what's up on a House Music Monday morning and a newsworthy weekend? Yes, it was, Doctor. Yes, it was. We'll get to a lot of that today. Russell Webster checking in. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. My man, Rick Gonzalez checking in. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And bear the F down as always. As always, this is how we do, baby. You know how we do. You know how we do. And listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That I can promise you. Well, listen, we got a great show for you at 10 o'clock. Michael Felder from Bleacher Report is going to join us talking Bears football, but it's going to be a little different, a little more than just Bears football. Michael Felder was actually teammates at North Kakalaka in North Carolina with new Bears head coach Ben Johnson. So we're going to talk about his relationship with him, what he saw at North Carolina with in Ben Johnson. Going to ask him what he feels he can do to unlock Caleb. Ask him about our offseason acquisitions and what he thinks we might be looking for in the draft. So Michael Felder, former college teammate of new Bears head coach Ben Johnson, is going to join us at 10 o'clock. My man, King Booker World, checking in. What's up, Papa? He says, salute everybody in Shawn. King Booker World. I know you're coming with the jokes, boy. I'm ready. I'm ready. You probably had a whole weekend of watching college basketball. You had a chance to recoup from a long week. You're ready with some jokes, boy. I know you are. And we're here, and we're ready for them too, baby. I'm telling you, because you're a big part of the show, man. That's funny with your one-liners. It's awesome. Dude, who you telling? Bulls, belt to ass. Yes. I think that it might have been foot. Either not belt, I think that might have been extension cord. Those of us who know about it, what that feels like, extension cord to ass. Let me tell you, I know how that feels. Oh, too well do I know how that feels. Rick Gonzalez breaks off the Lakers. Yes, they did, Doctor. Man. Well, you just brought some childhood trauma back to the surface, King Booker World. Extension cord to ass. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. That's crazy. Said hold Timberland extension cord straight out the tub. Ouch. My man Junior says, I know the extension cord to ass pain. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Can a whoop ass to the Lakers by the Bulls. Yes, they did. They opened it up on them, and I loved it. I loved it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Bulls. We're going to talk about the Cubs socks. Cubs and Sox, I should say. Then we're also going to talk about a little bit of the Blackhawks. A lot of the Bulls and a lot of Bears. Again, remember, 10 o'clock, Michael Felder from Bleacher Report, college teammate of Bears head coach Ben Johnson. A lot to talk about with him. My man checking in, Mr. Shode. Hey, what's up, Papa? It's top of the morning to you. Good morning, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. You're damn right, Rick. Shody's in the house. Mr. Shody's in the house. Mr. Shody's in the house. I could play that remix on B96 back in the day. Mr. Shody's in the house. my man Julian Jumping Perez. Sorry, I made this. I got the mushroom coffee and whew. Oh, shit. The Plankster's checking in. What up, Plankster? He said, good morning, Shawn. Sports Owners, bear down. Bear down, baby. I'm telling you, you guys are going to want to see this. Make sure you check it out. And you're on here at 10 o'clock as former college teammate of Ben Johnson, Michael Felder, played defense, cornerback. He's going to join us at 10 o'clock today. You've seen him on here before, but now we get to talk to him about what he saw in Ben Johnson at North Carolina, what he thinks he can do what he thinks Ben can do to unlock Caleb. the acquisitions we got this offseason to this point, and then what he thinks we should look for in the draft. So again, it's going to be dope. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. It's going to be one hell of a conversation. Let's call your mama, call your daddy, call your brother, call your sister, call your friends, call your cousins. Let them know it's going to be lit today. That, my peoples, I can tell you. So, man, you know what we got to do? We got to get started quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't worry. Flavor vision ain't blurry. We got to get started quick, fast. So we got a lot of top of the morning topics. So let's get it cracking. So, guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's see. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? The first top of the morning topic. You know we're starting, baby, on Saturday. On Saturday, baby. Woo, Charlie. The Bulls. Only the Bulls. Only the Bulls. The Bulls opened up a can of whoop ass. He beat the brakes off the Lakers 146 to 115. Kobe White 30. Listen, this stat line is crazy for all these Bulls. Kobe White 36.6 for 9 from beyond the arc. Matas Buzelis. Dude, let me tell you something. Matas Buzelis is nicey. I don't know if Steve put it in the clip that we have where he goes behind the back. He's in the corner. He's in the left corner up against Luka. He crosses him to the left. Left to right. He crosses him, puts the ball behind his back, dribbles, goes baseline, boom, dunks on him. Was that nasty? Stacey's like, don't show it all to him, Modest. Don't show it all to him. Modest is something else. Josh Giddey says, you got 31? Well, Matas, very nice. Kobe, you got 36? Very nice. You know what? I'm going to flirt with not a triple-double, but I'm going to flirt with a quadruple-double. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 17. 17, you heard that right. 17 helpers and 8 steals. I'm surprised they didn't arrest his ass after the game on Saturday. You just took too much shit, sorry. Giddy, you just took too much shit. Sorry, you got to go. You got to get locked up. He was taking everything. I think Vucevic, he was Mr. Double-Double himself, 12 points, 12 boards. Let me tell you something. That game was a great game to watch. Woo, Charlie, Matas Buzelis. I'm telling you, this kid, if you follow me on Facebook, and you should, or Twitter, you should, and on Instagram, as you should, you know, I put a post up, and I said, this dude's going to be a Mickey Ficky problem very soon. Wait till, what did I tell you? Wait till 2 off seasons of the weight room. Wait. Not 25, 26. Have this off season. Okay. Then I'll go into 25, 26 season. Then after 26. So when you go into the 26, 27 season, you watch this son of a gun. He'll be 21-ish, 22-ish. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Keeping the same topic, top of the morning topic, the Bulls tonight. They travel to the Mile High City to face the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. I tell you what, man, ain't nothing. Them Bullies are playing really, really good right now. Very, very well. I shouldn't say really good. Grammatically speaking, they're playing very well. You're a damn fool. Matas with his Flair 26 card on Luka. You're damn right, boy. You're damn right. Rick, I couldn't agree with you more, bro. FGB. I could not agree with you more. I don't care what sport I'm talking about. Anyone says FGB, it's always appropriate. Always. It's appropriate. Call your baby mama's mama. Someone asked me, Rick Gonzalez, is B96 going? I think so, Rick. I think it is. I just don't venture down that far on the dial. Shorty, you're damn right. Blast from the past, baby. Says B96. Wow, blast from the past. That's what I'm here for, baby. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here for. King Booker World says Giddy got his 2K on. Man, I'm telling you, Michelle Wells says Magic Giddy. Rick said he made Luka look like a fool. Yeah, well, that's not tough. Luka's not a great defender, but I don't care. That still looked dope as hell. Crossed him to the right. Whoop. Put it right behind his back. Went baseline. Circuit came out front of the rim. Boom. That was nicey. Woo, Charlie. I got goosebumps thinking about that. And I got a long sleeve shirt on. I got goosebumps. Man, that was dope. That was dope. Speaking of good shit, yesterday, the Blackhawks, baby. Blackhawks came firing. Firing, baby, on all cylinders. That's what I'm talking about. The Blackhawks beat the Broad Street Bullies, the Philadelphia Flyers, 7-2 yesterday. Prentice Knight stopped 24 of 28 shots. Maroon, who intimated, I believe he actually said is retiring at the end of the season. He lit the lamp for the 5th time of the season. Valeno lit the lamp for the 6th time. Bedard notched his 20th goal of the season. Tyler Bertucci lit it for the 19th time. Donato lit it twice for 24 and 25 of the year. And Lucas Reichel put the biscuit in the basket for the 7th time this season. Big, big, big win for the Hawks. The Hawks are playing much better lately, and I like it. I really do. I like the energy. I like the pace with which they play. I like the intensity with which they're playing. So I need them to keep that up. Yesterday, White Sox had a rough one at Camelback Ranch. The White Sox, they fell to the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-4. Eisert got the start. He had a no decision, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 free pass, 1 punch out. Miguel Vargas, 2 for 3 with a homer, his 2nd of the spring, driving in his 6th RBI of the season. Louis Robert Jr. He was 1 for 3 with a homer, his 3rd of the spring, driving in his 5th RBI of the season. Omar Narvaez, 1 for 2 with a double, his 2nd of the spring, driving in his 2nd ribby of the spring. Keeping it moving today, the Sox host the A's at Camelback Ranch. First pitch is at 2:05 Central. You can actually catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 AM on your radio dial. Man, the White Sox are cold-hearted, man. Oh, man. What was the boy's name? This was, whew. They're cold-blooded. They who's the dude? Yeah, so Brandon Drury. Ain't this some stuff? They're cold-hearted, man. Brandon Drury, who was tearing up Cactus League, is according to Darren Shawn in the Chicago Sun-Times. Tearing up the Cactus League, pitching and seen on track for a strong comeback season, potentially give an offensively challenged lineup some much-needed punch. Broke his thumb in a collision during infield drill last week. He had opted out of the minor league contract he signed with an invitation. Not knowing the severity of the fracture, the White Sox released him Sunday. Broke his thumb, and they're like, yeah, you're out. You're out. What? Dude, that's crazy. But they're not ruling out a return. So we'll see. So it's possible he comes back, especially after you're hitting very well to start the spring. You need we don't have the ability to pass up and get rid of players who are showing promise and having good contact on the ball in spring. We don't have that luxury. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. Anyway, next top of the morning topic: the Cubs. The Cubs fall to the Las Vegas Athletics 8-1. That's an ass whooping. Woo, Charlie. Ooh, boy, he got the start. He also got the loss. He's at the L. He's 1-2 on the spring, went 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 free pass, 3 punch outs. We got Amaya 2 for 3 with a ribby, his 4th of the season. It's the only tally for the Cubs. PCA with 1 for 3. Nico Horner made his debut. He was 1 for 3 at the plate as well. And I'll tell you what, Cub fans are happy to see that Nico Horner back. Nico Horner provides something that you, not just familiarity with for you Cub fans, but he provides comfort. Okay, he provides comfort because you know what this guy can do. Okay, you know exactly, you're comfortable with him. He's a fundamentally sound player. He's not going to mess up the routine. Okay. And that's so often the thing with younger players, not that he's very young, but a lot of youngsters want to show you the flash, and they don't handle the routine plays defensively, I'm talking. Okay. Consistently. They don't handle the routine plays consistently. All right, those boring grounders, okay, you attack them. Okay, the turning the double play, whether you're at second base, you're flipping it over to the shortstop coming across, or if it's hit to the shortstop, you covering the bag. Those things are little things that could end up being big things. Remember, I'll say it again for the umpteenth time on here. According to my guy, JJ Wright, big shout out to JJ Wright. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. And Nico Horner is good at taking care of all the little things. All right. Stick with the Cubs today. The Cubs host the Braves at Sloan Park. First pitch is at 3:05 Central. You can catch that game on their network, the Marquee Network, or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 AM. This is their penultimate, their second to last game, spring training game of the season. They host Atlanta again tomorrow before they break. And actually, they stay in Arizona because they play the Diamondbacks in Arizona to start the season on Thursday. Man, this was a tough one. Wow. Former boxing heavyweight champion George Foreman passed away on Friday. He was 76 years old. George Foreman kind of had two careers, if you remember. For a lot of the time, like he was kind of like the villain. You know, him and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was loved by everyone, of course. He was kind of like the villain. Then he was away from boxing for a while. Then he came back, and at 45, he became the oldest heavyweight champion in the history of boxing at 45. All right, then he went on to have huge success with the George Foreman grills. Now, here's a funny story. Michelle Wallace says, rest in power, Big George Foreman. King Booker Will says, rest in peace, Big George. Yeah. George Foreman became a gazillionaire with his George Foreman grills. Let me take this down. Because how many of you had the George Foreman grill? Because let me tell you something. My mom had, she thought that was the best thing in the freaking world. Best thing in the freaking world. Grills it. You can clean it up right there. She would take, while it was still hot, she would click, we'd cook chicken on it. We'd season it, put the chicken on there, and it had, you know, some of the seasoning and stuff still on it. So she would take a like 2 paper towels, wet them, and while it was still hot, unplugged, of course, she'd clean it. So you clean it right away. My God, she loved it. When I say this, I shit you not, no exaggeration. We had five George Foreman grills at the house at once, and 4 of them were stored or were in the package. Like, well, I'll give him away as gifts. How many of you had moms that said, "Oh, let me get this because I'll just give him away as gifts"? King Booker Will says, "I got 2 of them." Here's a funny fact: they offered that grill to Hulk Hogan first. So imagine that could have been the Hulk Hogan grill. They offered that grill to Hulk Hogan, and he declined it. He turned it down. Then he went to George. George took it and went nuts with it. That's some crazy shit, isn't it? That's crazy. Oh, man, he's back by popular demand. He's in control. He got the upper hand. Black Diamond checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Oh, he's having his concerns. I don't know about counsel. I'm starting to raise an eyebrow. Okay. All right. All right. King Booker, how do you really feel about Hogan? How do you really feel, bro? Says Hulk Hogan a lying bastard. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's crazy. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break. On the other side of the break, got a couple more top of the morning topics to get to. All right, then we got a lot of talking to do. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Luka's got 6. There's Buzelis against Doncic behind the back, and he dunked it home.
Don't show it all to him, Boozy.
It's a very tight first quarter. The Bulls trying to separate. Doncic drives, lobs for Hayes. It's broken up by Buzelis.
Got numbers.
Terry to Modest driving and scoring.
Oh, nice fast break right.
Austin Reeves almost single-handedly getting the Lakers back into it after they trailed by 10. Buzelis steps through Reeves and scores.
Hey, listen, that was a nice move against a guard. Yeah, he might get a pink slip.
Connect, misses. Vucevic taps it to Herter. Here's Giddey to Buzelis.
Oh, Modest, Arvidas, Buzelis. I don't know if I don't know personally if I get rid of Lynn because you have no size.
Body,
you have to run.
Size,
you got to
right?
run up against Jokic at some point.
I think they like as Buzelis has 29 in 29 minutes.
Oh, baby. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Sports Net. Those were the Bullies yesterday. And Steve Oak did get that highlight. Oh, that was the Buzelis highlights. My man got his first 30 burger of his career, 31 points Saturday. Great. You saw that move, man. Oh, Charlie. You know what? Hold on. We got to see that again. I'm just going to play that again. That's the first move. Crosses him to the right, behind the back, baseline. Boom! Dude, that shit was dope. Peep it.
Luka's got 6. There's Buzelis against Doncic behind the back, and he dunked it home.
Don't show it all to him, Boozy.
Oh, Stacey, I love him. Don't show it all to him, Boozy. That kid is special. How many times have we said it? That kid is special. My goodness. You know, the thing I like about it, I'm going to say for the umpteenth time, I love the fact that he's not afraid of it. He's scared. He don't give a damn who you are, who you think you are. I love it. I love the fact that he goes at people. Right? He ain't afraid of the smoke. He's not afraid of the smoke. He is not. I love it. And he's young, 19 years old. So, I'll tell you what, it's good to see that we have one of those guys. It's good to see because everyone talks about Cooper Flagg and what he can do. Listen, Cooper Flagg's doing this against college kids. Boozy's doing it against NBA people. He's doing it against the best of the best. Let's keep it a buck. You know, to me, don't worry. If we get Cooper Flagg, if somehow, some way we're able to get Cooper Flagg, awesome. But we got that dude. We got him. We ain't got to worry about it. We got that dude. And I told you, give me 2 off seasons. Give it this off season and the next off season. So when he comes back for the 26-27 season, watch how filled out that young man's going to be. Watch it. Watch how filled out. If you think he's nasty now, whew. Yes, dude, that's a yeah, Rick. Do I skip to my Lou? That is dude, that's how I know you're a certain age. You're 44, I think you said, right? Dude. Skip to my Lou, baby. That's right. Dan one ballers. That's right. Matas is doing it, baby. He is doing it. You're damn right, Black Diamonds. Modest is one of them. He's one of them, baby. Woo! And I can't wait till he just gets more meat on him, more strength. Not strength, strength. He's that strength. He gets that grown man strength after being in the weight room for 2 off seasons. With his attitude and his mindset. His mindset is, here. Who was that dude yesterday? Who was the dude on? There goes the warden. Who was the dude on Kentucky? Their big guy. Was it Johnson? No. The big cat who was blocking shots but couldn't hit a layup. He could dunk the shit out of the ball, but he couldn't hit a layup to save his freaking life. Remember, they're playing. Who are they playing in the first round? He's number 22. I'm looking at. He's on the back page of the Times. This dude right here. Remember, he couldn't hit a layup to save his God-blessed life. And I was in the first round, I'm like, dunk it. Dunk the damn ball. Stop laying it up off the glass, fool. You're 7 feet with hops. Dunk the damn ball. Then he plays it, and we play them yesterday. And they got him out in a couple breaks. He was dunking the ball. I'm like, now you want to go start dunking the God-blessed ball. Then he went back to laying it up. Sure enough, missed him. Missed him. The one thing that really bothered me is I don't think Kentucky was much better than Illinois. I think Illinois shot themselves in the foot, and it was ridiculous the amount of turnovers that Illinois had. It was ridiculous. You're not going to win an NCAA tournament against good teams. Kentucky's a good team. When you turn the ball over as recklessly as they did. It was pathetic. Okay? There was a lack of urgency to protect the ball, and that bothered me. That bothered me. And I know you got that youngster from Canada who's a stud. He needs to hit the weight room. Will Riley, the kid from Canada, he definitely needs to hit the weight room. But right now, you need guys who, like, and Morez Johnson, who went to St. Rita, transferred from Rita, went to Thornton. I need a little more nasty from him and a little more basketball IQ from him. He still looks like he's a deer in headlights. He doesn't know what to do out there. He's not flowing in the offense. Got a couple rebounds, a couple dunks. That's cool. But he's got to be better. And I hope, first of all, I hope he doesn't decide to leave. That would be the biggest mistake of his life. Hope he decides to stay, and hope they work with him on defense, and hope he gets stronger too. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. But they need a true good point guard. Will can do it, but he's got to be a little more facilitator first, in my mind. You got, Jacushonis, the 3-point specialist, was 2 for 9 for Sunday. Come on, boo. That's 22%. Can't have that. 22% from a 3-point specialist. Can't have it. All those turnovers. Can't have that. And the problem with it is those turnovers. Like, who who was there to look? Brett Underwood's the guy who had to settle him down. And that's his job as a coach, but he's not on the floor. And this is where you need somebody on the floor who's a veteran, who can calm these guys down, say, hey, slow down. Chill. All right, walk it up. Let's get a good set. Let's get in a set, get a good play off. Shawn says, Roddy dude doesn't need another year in school. Yeah, he does. He's too skinny. KJ, who's KJ? Some people think KJ is a lottery pick. Oh, the kid, the Lithuanian guy? Kasparas Jakoshonis? And let me ask you this question. Was it me? Was it just me? Or was that stupid ref mumbling every time he came to they reviewed something? Or he comes to the thing, he'd be right in your face like this. I'm like, bro, what the hell was that? Couldn't understand what all he said. White ball. And all I heard was white ball. I didn't hear overruled. I didn't say, other guys come in like the previous players under review to see if it's a flagrant foul. Simple, where we could hear him. This dude was like, I was like, dude, the fuck? Come on, man. What kind of nonsense is that? I was annoyed as all get out. It's all get out. But I guess that was the last one here. Top of the morning topic. Illinois falls to Kentucky 84-75 in a round of 32 in Milwaukee yesterday, and there were just too many unforced errors. They you know what it felt like? And if this was the case, and we'll never find out, it wasn't. It felt like they didn't give Kentucky enough respect. They didn't give Kentucky's athleticism enough respect. They didn't give their press enough respect. They didn't give their pressure throughout the game enough respect. Their defense enough respect. They just felt they're going to come in and shoot the ball, hit every free throw, which they didn't, not this game. 3-point shooters were going to shoot, the back of their trading card numbers, okay? And they're going to win. I don't feel like they gave him enough respect, and that bothered me. That bothered me a lot. Because I don't care who your opponent is. You give them the respect that they deserve as your opponent. Okay? And this was no mid-major. This was no small school. This was Kentucky. This is a blue blood. A blue blood program, and you don't give them the respect that they deserve? The lazy passes? That means I don't respect your defense. I'm just going to shove it with one hand, a bounce pass with one hand, from the sideline to the middle of the floor. And expect these stud athletes not to pick it off and go the other way. That's on the coach. It's on the coach for getting them ready and making sure that these guys were prepared, and they didn't have that shit happen. I see it happen all the time. People think they're so good they can make passes. They don't respect their opponent's ability. That happens in high school. I saw it all. Woo. I went to go see my buddy's son play. It happened all in the games that he played. Respect your opponents. And I don't think Illinois did a good enough job of respecting Kentucky. I don't know how you don't respect Kentucky, a Kentucky program, but they didn't do it, in my opinion. And that's what killed them. That is what killed them. So now, Sweet 16. Sweet 16. I'm fired up about it, man. That's going to be dope. It would have been great for Illinois to get there. Okay, but now they learned their lesson. They learned, or put it this way, hopefully they learned. This is why you need good veteran guards. Black Diamond says, I don't know what's with my teams and hiring coaches and managers who are horrible in-game adjusters. Yeah, that's a problem. Oh, snap. Jay Grizz checking in, baby. What's up, Papa? Says nobody's stopping Duke, SuperBack. I didn't say anyone was. Florida. Let me see the bracket. Don't get me wrong, Duke. Houston has something to say about it. Florida definitely has something to say about it. Auburn has something to say about it. But I do think Duke is really, really, really strong. They are really, really, really strong. I ain't going to bullshit you, dog. They are strong. They are strong. Dude, they almost beat Mount St. Mary's by 50. They beat them by 50, by 44. Then they beat Baylor by 23. No, I agree. I agree, Jay Grizz. I agree. I'm not saying that they don't. Jay Grizz says Duke has no deficiencies anywhere up and down the entire roster. They all defend and they all can score. Yes, but they all could have a bad day. And this is why it's called March Madness. You need one. It's not a series. It's not best out of 5, best out of 7. It's one game. You show up not on your A game, a little confident, a little cocky, and another team plays the game of their life. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the Villanovas, wouldn't have the North Carolina States, wouldn't have the Louisvilles. Okay, we wouldn't have those teams. So, yeah, Duke is favored. Duke is favored. I'll tell you what, that would be dope to see Duke in Florida. Duke scored 93 in their first round game, Florida 95. Duke 89. And Florida had a much tougher game in UConn, the defending champs. Now Florida's got to go up against Maryland. That's tough. Ooh, Charlie. But I'll tell you what. This is funny. Shorty says, the first bracket I ever did back as a freshman in high school, I picked Duke and won the tournament. This was before Duke was Duke. I picked them for their colors. Was that with Bobby Hurley? Or how old are you, Shorty? Because if you're talking about, yeah, they had, because Johnny Dawkins and Tommy Amaker, they didn't win one, did they? I don't think they did. I think so was Hurley. So when I was in college. Yeah. 50. Okay. You're in high school. Okay, so that was the Bobby Hurley team. Is that when they beat UNLV? Is that when they beat UNLV? Yeah. Then they went back to back. Yeah. And that UNLV squad was stacked. Let's keep that shit a buck. That UNLV squad was stacked. Greg Anthony, Anderson Hunt, Liddell Eccles, Plastic Man, and Stacey Augman, Grandmama, Larry Johnson. That was a squad. That was a squad. Yeah, that was crazy, that game. That game was crazy. Yep. That's why they call it March Madness. That's why they call it March Madness. So for all you Cub fans, peep this. The Cubs got 2 more games. And then, as I said, they stay out in Arizona. They start the regular season in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. How are you feeling, Cub fans? I think you guys are in a good spot. I told you I think you're in a good spot. I think the NL Central is up for the taking, is up for grabs, and you can take it. It should be yours. You brought in some. Your rotation is good. I like your rotation. You brought in some lumber, some big boppers. Okay. I think you should be good. The one thing I hope that you guys are doing is I hope you're working on your small ball game, because you can't just hope that Kyle Tucker, Justin Turner, or Dansby Swanson, or Ian Happ, or Matt Shaw, someone's just going to hit a home run and win the game. You just can't hope. You can't do that. I hope they're working on the little things, because if you do that, you're going to put yourself in a phenomenal position to win this division. Phenomenal. And I hope my boys on the south side are doing the same thing. Put defenses in stressful situations. Make sure they have to guard against the bunt. Make sure they have to guard against the steal. Make the catcher throw a perfect strike every time down to second base. And remember, the bases are a little bigger, so you're closer. Those bases are bigger. So from first base, boop, and second base, boop, you're gaining an extra step. And when things are bang, bang, plays are like bang, bang, those inches matter. That's what she said. Those inches matter. Jay Grizz, yeah, the Cubs are solid. The Cubs are solid. Now we're going to see how the best manager in baseball, according to some, can work his magic. All right. Greg Counsell is arguably and lauded by many as the best manager in baseball. If he's not the best, he's in the top 5. It's a big thing. King Booker, well, I'm going to White Sox anonymously. You going to bag over your head, Papa? I'll be there Thursday. I'm going to the home opener on Thursday. Home opener on Thursday. Well, here's the thing: you don't want them to put the pressure on them, because the Cubs need the youngsters. Jay Grizz says Cubs need the youngsters to step up and produce. Guys like Shaw, Ben Brown, PCA, Wisniewski to step up this year. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But you don't want to put them and say our season is contingent on you being great. Because what the hell's was Turner for? Kyle Tucker, Dansby, Ian Happ. You got those guys. Those guys, Heiya Suzuki. Those guys are the ones that need to perform. The young guys will fall in line. But if you do get Shaw, Ben Brown, PCA, Wisniewski to step up, now you're cooking with gas. Now you're cooking with gas, and now you got a nice squad. Now you got a good mix of guys, productive vets and youngsters. King Booker World just going for the food. Me too, Papa. Yeah, Jager's like you too. On Thursday, baby. On Thursday, I'll be there. I don't know how right I'll be in my mind once I get out of that parking lot, because we're tailgating. Games at 3, we start at 12. Parking lot's open at 12, so I'll be down there about 11:30. Drinking my drinky drink. Bringing my Tito's, club soda, a couple of lemons. I have some lemons cut up. That's my drink. Tito's, club soda with lemon and lime. Oh, yeah. And then I found that there's a bathroom. So all you Sox fans, there's a bathroom that's on the outside of the stadium. It's a full bathroom. It's not a porta potty. It's an actual bathroom. So if you guys know where the monument is, the front gate, all right, the monument, it's just to the right of that. Right next to the stage where they usually have guys little live bands and stuff. It's along the wall of the building. There's a men's and a women's bathroom in there. So you got a stall. Sometimes you got to go to the bathroom, especially if you're eating and drinking. It happens. Yeah, White Sox going to make me drink, King Booker World says. I hear you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to baseball. Baseball's fun, man. I love going to games. You know, I'm not going to go to too many because my White Sox are stupid. All right. I want to see them play better. If they play better, I'll go. It's fluid. If they start playing well and I start seeing them doing little things, and Will Venable, you got a big job ahead of you. You got to get these guys bought in. They got to buy what you're selling. You got to force the fundamentals on these guys. Because if you stress the fundamentals on these guys, guess what? You're going to win 5 to 10 more games than you probably should lose. We can't overthrow the cutoff man. That can't happen. All right, the little things matter. Take care of the little things. There are no big things. And the fundamentals should have been drilled into this team all spring training long. You overthrow the cutoff man, you're out. End of story. Period. There's a way to coach. And the way to do it, sometimes fear works. And these youngsters, this new generation, like, oh, that's okay, good try. No, not okay. You know damn well since Little League, hit the goddamn cutoff man. And when you get guys trying to go all maverick and shit, you sit them down. This is why I wanted coaches like this. This is why I wanted Ozzy. This is why I wanted Bruce Bochy. This is why I wanted Joe Girardi. This is why I wanted those types of managers with the last group. Hopefully Will Venable can instill the fundamentals and the discipline in this team to play fundamentally sound baseball. Because if they do, we definitely aren't losing 100 games. We ain't going to win 100 games, but we're staying away from the 100-loss column. Because fundamentals will get you a lot of wins. They'll get you between 5 and 10 wins because you run smart. We know how to hit and run. We do a good job at that. Hitting the ball to the right side, getting runners over. All these things matter. And we don't have the talent for us to say, oh, this guy's going to come up and hit one to the gap. This guy's going to hit it over the fence. We don't have that type of talent. So we got to be fundamentally sound just to stay in ball games. Michelle Wallace says, I predict the Sox lose 95 games. I'll take it. That ain't 100. That ain't 100. If they lose 95 games, that'll be a 26, 27 game improvement. 26, 27 game improvement, that's a heck of a jump from one year to the next. That's a heck of a jump. 26 game improvement. Oh, yeah. They have to be. King Booker World says they got to be small ball monsters. You got to be. And you can't, and errors are just deadly. You don't have the lumber to come up behind you like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just hit a 3-run homer, erase that 2 runs that we gave up. You don't have that type of talent. There's going to be somebody who has there's in every situation, good or bad, there's opportunity. Who's going to step up and take advantage of this opportunity to make them to be a player, to be someone this team can count on? There's going to be opportunities all through the lineup. Rick says, besides Vaughn and Lewis Robert, I can't name one White Sox player. Yeah, I could name a couple more, but not very many. Not very many. Don't forget about Andrew Benintendi, the largest contract in White Sox history. I can't name their pitching staff. Garrett Crochet got traded, so I'm like, who the hell they got on the mound? But from all reports, like Derevon Shawn and Bob Nightingale, like they got a lot of youngsters, a lot of good arms in the minors. You might see those guys a couple times, so we'll see. Gonzalez says that I roll says it all, my friend. That's how I feel. Listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my man, Michael Felder. All right, former college teammate of Ben Johnson in North Carolina, college football analyst. We got a lot of Bears talk to discuss today. All right, so let's get it in, baby. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
This offense will be calibrated with him in mind. We're going to build this thing. This is not simply a dropping of a previous playbook down on the table and starting there. Nope. We're ripping this thing down to the studs, and we're going to build it up with him first and foremost, and then with the pieces around him next. I really look forward to challenging him and pushing him, as I said before, to continue to grow and develop. Yeah, I think offensive line is certainly an area that we need to get better play from going forward, something that Ryan and I have already talked about. We will develop a plan of attack for how to get that done, but I'm looking forward to getting an excellent offensive line coach into the building to help develop the young talent that we already have on the roster.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. That's the man. That's the man. 13 mil. That's the man. 50 grand. Actually, like I said, 13 mil. And you can tell his influence already. You talked about the offensive line. We need a improved play. Well, guess what? They upgraded. Okay, and I love playing that clip because, to me, that makes the hairs on my arm stand up, because finally you got a guy who realizes you build your offense around the talent of your quarterback. There's a freaking crazy idea. Crazy idea. You don't just bring your offense and say, okay, you fit this guy. What if he doesn't have the skill set? Why do we here in Chicago always want to, you fit my skill set? It's got to be my offense, my this, my that. Mike Martz with Jay Cutler. Matt Nagy with Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields. Luke Getsy should have been calling plays anyway with Justin Fields. Now we got a guy who says, he told you, he done did told you I'm breaking this shit all the way down to the studs. And it got a lot of Bears fans excited because that's how winners construct their offense. My guest today is a guy that I'm excited to talk about. I'm really fired up to talk about. He has a little personal insight to that man. He played college football with him at North Kakalaka, Tar Heel. He's a college football analyst. Okay, you can find him on Twitter at In the Bleachers. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Michael Felder. Michael, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Hey man, I'm great, man. I love seeing my boy. I'm being honest, man. Like, I live 1 mile away from Ben's freshman roommate. They were put in there together. That's when he was wearing, I think, number 23, and then he switched, I think, to 19. And I just got off the phone this morning with another guy that was his roommate for 3 years at UNC. Like, we played on the football. I picked Ben off, by the way, just for the record. I did pick him off.
Before we go any further, let's just know. Let the record state.
No, I picked him off. But he's doing well. But Ben, there's a lot. So when I look at him, he is a guy that has loved football, and his journey through football has been so remarkable because, you know, he zigged and everybody else, we all zagged, right, into normal life. And I zag, and I guess I'm kind of in the middle where I've got a lot of friends that we played with that are doing like other jobs. I work in sports still, but he stayed in. And I'll never forget our friend Jay, the guy that lives right down the road from me. Ben was thinking about quitting, and Jay told him, don't do it, dude. It's in your DNA. It's in your blood. Like, do it. You need to do this. And he stuck with it, and he kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going. And then another friend of ours, Ryan Taylor, who played for Green Bay.
Boo. Sorry.
Played tight end in Green Bay. And I know, you guys hate them. But Ben, when Ben was with the Dolphins, he helped get Ryan an opportunity. He's a good person. And I don't know if anyone, and this is the first time most people have heard Ben talk since he got hired.
Yeah.
Most folks did not hear him talk ever. I thought Dan Campbell was a great foil for him because he is, and I say this without a doubt, unequivocally, he is one of the most pure and nicest people. And he cares about people, which is why we heard Amon-Ra St. Brown talk about how happy he was for him to get this job. If y'all mess him up in Chicago, I'm going to be upset.
Well, you know, we have a tendency to do that with coaches and not marry coaches and quarterbacks and GMs all the timeline. But
he's a good coach.
This guy came in and you can feel it.
Yeah.
All right, you can feel it. You know, I don't know what the media availability is. I don't know if it's league-wide or if it's by team. Because I know here in Chicago, the coordinators, you talk to them every Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know in Detroit if they had media access like that to them as well. Because I never heard him speak, like you said. Never heard him speak. And he came in, this dude was like running shit. Like, he knows how to run shit. I'm like, okay, I like what you're saying. I like what you're putting down. All right, I like what you're putting down because this dude seems like he's got a plan. What did you see in him at when you guys were there that you can say, okay, I kind of saw it way back then that has got him to this point now?
He's a chalkboard guy, and he's a grinder.
Okay.
I see a lot of myself in him. But that's because we had to grind. We had to do all this other stuff because we weren't going to get in the game. But I'll tell you what, you put Ben If you go back to you rewind to 2024, 2024 to 2004, 2005, you put Ben on a chalkboard, he's going to show you that entire offense. He knows it. There's a reason he was a signal caller. There's a reason he was a guy that stayed a little bit later to make sure that he knew what the plays were. There's a reason that he got his first shot in the NFL. There's a reason that he was able to obviously spend all that time with the Dolphins and absorb more energy. But if I was going to crystallize something in one moment, or I guess 2 moments, if I'm going to crystallize something, we ran a play his freshman year. We called it Sucker. The play was called Sucker. We ran it against Miami. It was a fake screen to a 9. Screen to a 9.
Okay.
And
those
we
of you don't know what a
sold
9 was, line's a go route. It's a streak.
Yes, a go route.
Those of you who don't know what that is.
So our quarterback pumps a fake to Watt, then throws the go route. Touchdown. Miami is completely out of their mind. And at this point, Miami's ranked number 4 in the country. We're getting in that ass. Like we already got them. And then we go over the top with that. And we win the game on a field goal. But yeah. And so when I watch the fake fumble throw to Laporta, I'm like, oh, that's the same play. It's the same play. He just remixed it. And that's in his DNA. That's what he does. I mean, I didn't know if he was going to take the job because people were talking about him taking the UNC job and then all this stuff. So I'm just excited for him and I want him to do well. Like truly, like you can hear it coming through my voice. Like I love like the idea of my friend, a guy that I know. Like if you're ever in at media day, if you ever get like one-on-one time with him, ask him about Michael Felder.
I will.
Because he knows me. We know each other. Like we ask him about Jay Spence. We know each other. Like we're all we were, yes. And so it's very cool to like watch him really honestly be the most successful out of all of us.
You know, I feel you because my roommate from college, I have the same feel toward him. We were both only kids. He's from Queens. His dad was born in Hollis. His mom was from Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the only child. And now the kid, you know, we both went to Holy Cross. And now he runs a hedge fund in New York. His guy's worth probably about over $1 billion. And I'm telling you, only person that I could ever think of that would love to be more successful than me is him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I feel you on that one. Like I love the fact that he's private jets wherever they go. They got their stuff in the Hamptons. We got to take a flight to the Hamptons. We ain't driving. We're taking a flight to the Hamptons. We're going to the Caribbean on a private jet. Like that whole thing, you know, is I'm so happy, so proud because, you know, we came up together. You know, we met at the spring game when we were seniors in high school. I flew out. He drove up to Massachusetts. So I get you. I get you. And I can see how does he have a switch though? Because he seems really nice. He seems really, really nice. But I'm wondering, like, you can't be nice here. Like, this is football. Does he have that switch where most get like, oh shit, damn, coach, you don't piss coach off, man. Does he have that switch?
I don't think so. And that's not a knock on him. What I'm saying is I think that he is he's smart. And so he doesn't have to be, again, I mentioned Dan Campbell as a foil for him because Dan Campbell, we know, has that switch.
Oh, yeah.
Ben is going to talk you through everything. And he's going to talk it. And like he walks it like he talks it for real. Like he doesn't, like Ben lives in a world where he doesn't need to do that. He can get you to where you need to be by explaining what you're doing wrong. And I guess maybe that is the switch, right? But he played for Gary Tranquil. He played for Frank Signetti. He's done this stuff. And for people that know who Frank Signetti is the brother of Curt Signetti. Curt Signetti was the guy that got Indiana into the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like that offense, that is like, it's like a hybrid West Coast offense. So Ben learned that. Then he goes to the Dolphins and he learned, speed cuts and all this stuff. So he's blending a lot of things together. Gary Tranquil was a firebrand. Gary Tranquil, I got yelled, that play I mentioned before, sucker, I got yelled at in practice. He threw his hat down. He said, "God damn it, Felder, they're never going to do it like that." Because I saw the play 6 times in a row. And I was like, "Oh, he's going up here. I'm not covering this guy. I'm going up here."
I'm not going to pretend that they didn't know.
He's like, "They're never going to do it like that." But Ben saw all that. And so I think for him, he does have some Gary Tranquil in there where he is going to, he's not going to yell at anybody, I don't think. But I do think that, or he's not going to yell at anybody in public. I think behind closed doors, he can be forceful. But Ben is, like I said, he is the nicest person that I've ever met in my entire life in terms of football. He is the nicest football person that I've ever met in my life. Most of us are assholes. Like we are. We're forceful, we're mean, we're rude. We want it to be this way or be that way. And we think that physical, brute, and force is how you get things done. That's just a reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
What he's going to do is kind of wrestle you down to the ground with his words and make you realize you're wrong. Make you realize you're not giving good effort. Make you realize a way to get better. And we've seen that again. We've seen it from everyone that played with him, under him as a coordinator for the Lions. They only speak highly of him, and they talk about his intellectual, like the way that he works with this game between the ears. And I think that's what you're getting.
His intensity, how's his intensity level? Because it's crazy
high
here. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we got some of the most rabid fans.
That's the part that I am curious to see. That's what I'm curious to see. Because that's why I didn't think, I thought he was going to stay with I'll be honest, I thought he was going to stay with the Lions. And because, again, Dan Campbell, great foil, guy that can take all the heat. You don't ever have to talk. You can do this. But I think that he's elevated and he's ready. He's going. We have like a UNC football group chat. Like I have a couple group chats with people we played with, people that played with Ben. And I don't think I'm speaking at school when I say that he's ready. He doesn't make mistakes. Ben does not make mistakes. Ben Johnson does not make mistakes. You can clip that out. He does not make mistakes. He makes choices. And once he makes a choice, that's the choice. Ben does not make mistakes.
That's good to hear. But that speaks volumes for Dan Campbell because, the best tell of a coach, of a leader, is not create great followers, to create great leaders.
Yes,
and
Aaron Glenn.
And looks like he's been able to, and it sucks for him because now he's got to find a new OC and a new DC.
Sure.
But this is you're a victim of your own success when you breed and you develop coordinators to the point where they can become head coaches. It's kind of bittersweet because you see your work come to fruition, them maximizing their ability, but it also leaves a hole in your staff that you have to refill and try and create more of those.
Yeah, but Nick Saban did the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Nick Saban did. Bill Parcells, same thing.
Yep.
So so Campbell, great job for him, but Ben does not make mistakes. He is like every day when I was skipping class, he went to school. Every day when I was trying to get out of a workout somehow, he was working out. This guy, he did everything by the books, and it got him very far.
What do you think he can do this is the most important thing. What do you think he can do to unlock Caleb? Because we all know Caleb has an immense amount of talent. This kid is super, super talented. They just have to unlock it. What do you think he can do to get Caleb to play at a level that he's played at and beyond?
I think there are two things. Watching how Ben's progressed and watching Caleb's progression, I think the first thing that I'm going to be honest, I think Ben's going to put him in a box. And I don't say that as a bad thing. What I'm saying is I think that he's going to put him in a box where freelancing is not like freelancing isn't the thing. You're going to have to do things boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, structure. And again, Ben was on that team with Butch Davis. Butch Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember was it Robert Quinn?
The end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Puerto Rican Bobby, we call it. That's his Twitter handle, Puerto Rican Bobby. Yeah.
He was the best player on the football team. But Butch put him in a box, made him do everything the right way. He said, once you learn how to do all this stuff, then guess what you can do? Then you can freelance. So I think Ben's got a little bit of that in him too. He's going to make you do everything the right way. And once we get everything done the right way, let's go. And I think that like other coaches do that too. Andy Reid, right?
Yeah. Andy
Reid with Mahomes, do things the right way first, and then you can improv.
So let me get this straight. So you're saying basically what he's going to say is, I'm going to drill the fundamentals into you so you're fundamentally sound, and then when shit hits the fan, then you can go do what you can do athletically.
And that's what Ben was as a quarterback. Ben was so fundamentally sound as a quarterback that he worked his way up the depth chart to I believe 3, if I'm not mistaken. But he was so fundamentally sound, he did everything right. If you do everything right and do the little things right, sure, we will see the separation between talent and being right. But at the end of the day, like, sure, if things get hairy, right? Like if the bullets start flying and you got to dodge, you'll dodge. But right now, I need you to do everything right. And I think that's what we're going to see. Like you guys are going to go to the drills and the whole thing in fall camp. I think we're going to see a lot of drills, a lot of like, do this right. And I will relate this to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray can do anything, but they had to like put him in a box to make sure he was doing this stuff perfectly and then get there. And again, it's another Lincoln Riley quarterback. You have to unlearn some stuff because Lincoln Riley lets you freelance. Baker Mayfield as well, right?
Just about to mention him, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to unlearn some things to learn what you need to be successful in the NFL, and I think Ben's the perfect teacher for that.
Well, that's great to hear because, the one thing, I said it earlier, I was talking about another sport. I was talking about baseball, my White Sox who suck and the scrubs on the north side. I was saying I hope that the Cubs become fundamentally sound because they should be able to take the NL Central. And by that, I mean, get the cutoff man. By that, I mean, get the runners up, get them on, get them over, get them in. Learn how to bunt, make sure you steal. Because one of my coaching colleagues at one point said, if you take care of the little things, there are no big things.
Yep.
And that's what I want. And that's great to hear that he's going to do that. And that's what I wanted for our last quarterback, my guy, Justin Fields. I wanted somebody to take him and say, here's what I need you to do. All right. And drill the fundamentals in him, because if you fall back on your fundamentals, you're going to be more successful more often than not.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And Caleb's got immense talent. We see what he can do when the pocket breaks down out of structure. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Right? He won a Heisman. We know what he can do. We just want to see what he can do in structure on a consistent basis. And if you can unlock that dude to be deadly in structure,
in phase,
what's going to happen when he's out of structure? When we know what he can do out of structure.
Right.
So
that's why I brought up Kyler Murray, and the other guy I'll bring up is Dan Marino. Dan Marino never played out of phase. This man was wearing combat boots out there. So like literally, like he was like, I gotta be in the pocket. I have to. Yep. I can't go nowhere. I got on stoves. Like, when's the last time you seen a stove? Like the stove cleat, like the cleat that goes all the way up your shin. Like what? You can't. He's like, I gotta be in structure. And so, but he was also one of the most prolific passers of all time. And so you have to. And obviously, modern football is a little bit different than in the 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. But the reality is you got to get Caleb to be comfortable sitting there. They've worked on that by adding in, Thuney, and adding in, like, they've added some guys to the offensive line.
Sue Dahlman.
Yeah. Super important to add those guys. And obviously, I love DJ Moore. The Panthers drafted him. I'm from Charlotte. I live in Charlotte. So you have a wide receiver one. You have a Dunze, who's another guy we're hoping to grow. And you have you have a coach who is, and we want to see more from Cole Kmet. If I'm being honest, I want to see more from him. I expected more from him. I want to see more. And you have a coach now who, I mean, geez, he's working with what? Eric Bieniemy? Is that right?
Yes, he is, Doctor.
Yeah. Guy that we thought was going to be a head coach. So he's got a guy that's been in that role before, who worked with Andy Reid, who we talked about with Patrick Mahomes. He knows what he's doing, and he's put together a staff that I think is going to work. And he's like, this is my chance. And again, what did I say? Ben does not make mistakes. He makes choices. And he's made a choice on every single one of these people. And he's made a decision on how he wants this team to look. And I think that's going to be the most important part. And I will say this again, because I know most of your listeners are from Chicago, or live in Chicago, or are from Chicago. Just let my boy cook, please. Like, let him. Maybe it doesn't come off the grill right immediately, but he's gonna get you there. Like, I'm from the South, and I can tell you this. So has Ben. Ben went to AC Reynolds. My high school beat his high school in college, by the way. Get another one in there. My high school beat his high school in high school, not in college. Good grief, that's insane. No, but we make barbecue. It takes time. It takes time. We do whole hog here. It takes time. That's an overnight cook. And to relate this back to football, this is not going to be an immediate, this ain't microwave, right? This is not, you can't microwave this situation. You have to let this thing cook overnight. And the difference between microwave, 30 seconds, beep, 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 and 12 hours of smoking a whole hog, those are worlds apart. He needs time. And look, you're talking to a guy, me and Ben. We went to UNC. Dean Smith didn't get that basketball program cooking overnight.
Right.
It took some time for him to get there, because they had some deficiencies. And so I just think that obviously we know the Bears have some deficiencies as well. He's going to correct things he's going to build a house. And that's the thing I think that's really great about Ben, is he's going to build a house. House starts from a foundation. Foundation is that offensive line, which we already talked about, right?
So how much of that do you think was him? Because he came in and Ryan Poles had failed to address it. He got all these, journeyman offensive linemen, these I can play guard center, I can play guard tackle type guys. And in my experience, to have the best offensive lines, your starters aren't those dudes who can play two positions. Those are the backups.
Yes.
My left tackle is a left tackle. My right guard is a right guard. My center is played center his whole life. And so Ben comes in, and all of a sudden we get two guards. You get a Pro Bowl, probably a Hall of Famer in Joe Thuney.
Yep.
You get a stud who's a Pro Bowler with Ben Johnson in JonahJackson. And you got the best free agent center on the market. How much of that was Ben Johnson saying, dude, you want me to have this offense? I need protection for our franchise quarterback. How much of that was Ben Johnson do you think was Ben Johnson talking to Ryan Poles, GM?
I think a lot of it. And you mentioned it. There's a difference between swing guys and your guys. NFL's not like college. In college, they rotate through 8-9 guys on the offensive line.
Yep.
And they move them around. In the NFL, you got 5 guys, and then you got a swing. And your swing can play probably 3 of the other positions. Probably both guards in the center. Maybe he can kick out the tackle in a pinch.
Right.
But no, I do think that. Think about it. This is a guy that came from working with Penei Sewell. Like, he knows how important this is. Also, by the way, he played quarterback. So he's like, you know what I don't want to do? Get hit. And I'll tell you this, Ben wasn't a red jersey quarterback at UNC. Ben had a normal jersey. You know what that meant? They could hit him. Yeah, they could hit him. So he's like, no, I need guys. So, yeah, I think he had a lot to do with that. I think that also, but knowing that there's that flexibility in there and the ability to add is probably why he took the job, because I think he doesn't make mistakes. He makes choices, and he sees something where he's like, I can work on this. I can fix, this is a problem I can fix. You know, like when you call a plumber to your house, and the plumber, if a plumber puts his hands up like this, you're like, oh no, now we got a real problem. I think he showed up and he came out with those open hands like, oh, this, and this. I think he sees a solution. And again, like you guys have a whole football roster of people, multiple rosters of people that are rooting for the Chicago Bears now, that have probably never thought twice about the Bears. And now there's a whole gang of folks from Asheville, from UNC, that are rooting for the Bears because we want to make sure that Ben keeps building.
That's awesome. And it's good that we got some new fans. We'll take them, you know, and I know how loyalties are, and you want to see your guy do well.
Yeah.
I love the one thing that I really loved his addition, and I had another clip in there earlier where he talks about he didn't hire his friends.
Right. That's I don't have to get it. You know what? All fair. We could talk about that. Yes.
You know, and he goes and hires Dennis Allen, who I thought was that might have been his best hire, because for a couple of reasons. One, former head coach twice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a guy with experience that you can lean on. That's one.
Yes.
Two.
That's fantastic.
Two, he's a defensive guy. You don't got to worry about it. That side of the ball is covered.
Let him do it.
Yeah, exactly. Three, he can also help you in game time situations that you're not familiar with. You know, and he can. So now that's three things. Those are three huge things that you have, and that puts. So now you can focus solely on building this offense, developing Caleb. And I liked that he did that, because. And four, let's be real. Dennis Allen had 2 cracks at being a head coach. I'm not going to get another one.
Sure.
Probably not going to get another one, which means he's going to be here for a minute. If you got that guy running that side of the ball with his experience as a defensive coordinator, as a former head coach, you're in a good position on that side of the ball, and you can focus on the main reason you're here is to develop Caleb.
Yes. Yeah. It's same as like Vic Fangio. It's the same as yes. It's Dick LeBeau. Like, I understand that. Like that makes sense. You don't have to worry about this at all. He tells you what you need. You tell the GM. GM goes out and gets you what you need. We'll make it work. So yes, absolutely.
Speaking of that, give me your thoughts on the acquisition of Grady Jarrett, because that one came out of left field, bro. I was like, what the hell? I was excited. I was giddy like a little schoolgirl when they said we signed him.
I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna put it out there. With the exception of like a handful of very hardcore Clemson fans, I'm probably the biggest Grady Jarrett fan. He is, and I remember when I was doing NFL draft coverage, I was at Bleacher Report at the time. I was doing NFL draft, and I said, I think he is a top 10 player in this draft. And people were like, what? He's too short. His arms are too short. I was like, no. This guy gets up underneath people, moves them around, and he has the ability to see everything. He's a run stopper. He can move. Like, we're not going to badmouth Grady Jarrett. And all he's done is prove me right. Like, I'm wrong sometimes, and that's fine. I'm wrong. I was wrong with Quentin Johnston, who's with the Chargers now. He's not good. But Grady Jarrett, I was right about. And that guy gets up there, and all he does is give you max effort. I love Grady Jarrett. I love Christian Wilkins, but they both play for Brent Venables. I love Christian Wilkins, Grady Jarrett. I love like those interior guys. Dexter Lawrence is another guy coming from straight through it's a straight pipeline from the interior of that Clemson group under Venables that are guys that just they find a way to make it work. Like it just, and he's a good addition. He's a veteran. You don't have to tell him what to do. And all you have to do is let him go out there and play. I love Sweat. If we're being honest, I still think that, like, sure, in theory, like, did he live up to his, like, because I do recruiting. Did he live up to his, like, recruiting ranking? Maybe not. I don't know. But the reality is this guy's been in the NFL for a long time at this point, and you can count on it. So you have Sweat, you have Grady, like you got guys that you can count on, and they're going to be professionals. And I think that's something, I do think that's something that you have to look at that I don't think enough people look at because they're dealing in fantasy or they're dealing in this like production or numbers. But the reality is if you have people you can count on, you can go make plays.
And guys, we're joined by Michael Felder, college football analyst and former college teammate of Bears head coach Ben Johnson. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. I loved those additions. My biggest thing is he's a leader, and he's a vocal leader.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you saw it on social media. It was on Twitter. He's already down in Miami working out with Austin Booker, the guy we drafted in the fifth. We jumped back in the draft to get him in the fourth or fifth round last year. Gervon Dexter, the 3 tech who was that we took out of Florida, and one other guy, one of our. He's already out. He's already got those guys out there. That's a leader. And when the guy I compared him, he reminds me a lot of John Randall. Size, his motor, his craziness, except he doesn't paint his face like a wrestler.
Yeah, he plays more inside than Randall, but this is a guy, you put him at 3, he's got a limited skill range. Yeah, I'm never going to put him at a 5. I'm going to put him at a 3 to a shade, maybe, depending on the down. But he's also like they're also working out with my man Christian Wilkins, another Clemson guy. Mm-hmm. They're all who plays for Miami. They're all like they're getting in work, and I think I love seeing like the videos of these guys putting work in the offseason. I think it's amazing.
Me too.
Because like I don't think folks I think people think it's like their job, right? Like you show up to AT&T and you sell some phones and then you go home and you're done. Or like you're a teacher and then it's like the school year's over and then you just like take 2 months off.
Yep.
They're working the whole time.
Yeah.
You got to work.
You're preaching to the choir, brother. I know. I know. Shoot, because you're right. People don't realize like you got to, and then you got to go home and then you got to, what they don't have at the facility. Right? Like you got to take your chiropractors, your masseuses, you got to pay for your personal chefs, you got to pay for, unless you have a significant other who can meal prep for you. All those things, and you might get a hyperbolic chamber. All the things that you got to do to get your body right.
Yeah.
For the grind of a 17 or 18 week season, 17 games plus the preseason, weeks, plus the off season. It's a lot, and it just doesn't end when you leave the facility, which is usually pretty late. So, yeah, it's great. I love seeing that. That's the type of stuff that really resonates with me because you mentioned it earlier. Professional, and this profession, this is what you must do to be good. And there's no guarantee you're going to be good. There's a guarantee you won't be good if you don't do it. And this is what he's got these guys doing. And that's what I really love about the Grady Jarrett situation. Dude, that dude is a monster. When he first got to Atlanta and he started playing his first couple of years, I'm like, thank God we don't got him face him twice a year.
Yeah.
Thank God, because that joke is a monster. That Joker is unstoppable.
He's a really good football player. Like I hate that he was under, but you know what? He was underdrafted and then obviously came up and folks are like, oh wow, he's good. But most people don't watch for that. That's not the pick that people want. But I can tell you this, and this is something that I was thinking about, like, as we're having this conversation. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Eagles have a bunch of huge men. A bunch of huge guys. And then they have some other guys that are fast. That's football. If you can get the huge guys and the fast guys working together, you can win football games. And I think at the end of the day, I think Ben understands that.
Going into the drafts. So now we have the situation. Our offensive line was in flux. Now that's been taken care of. 2 guards in the center. That's taken care of. Gervon Dexter hadn't taken the step forward that we would have liked. So he said, no problem. Go get Grady Jarrett. That the 3 tech is taken care of. We had the defensive end. We really had no one opposite Montez Sweat. Then you go get Deo Odubingo, and now that's taken care of. So all basically our first 22 are set. There's really no room. Some may argue DeAndre Swift, you might have running back, whatever. That's fine. I like his. I like him as a running back. Where do you think the Bears would go now? Because the table, everything's wide open. You think they continue to add to the offensive line, defensive line? My guy here, Mike Shorty, thinks Aston Genty might be there, and the Bears should take him. Where do you think the Bears could go or should go?
So the thing for me is, what does this, like, the Bears are going to be, victim's not the right word, but they're going to be subject to what everybody else does.
10 especially, yeah.
They're at 10. Cam Ward, Shadur, they're not interested. Cool. So does that mean that some team that does want a quarterback goes up, trades with them, they move back? Or do they stand pat? And because the thing for me, one, the health of Abdul Carter is very interesting. How they handle his injury, one. Yeah. Ashton Genty, as a running back that is consistently getting devalued in terms of position. There's that. Mason Graham it feels like he should, like, Mason Graham would fit into this, but is he going to be gone? Do they like him? Will Johnson, I think, would be a phenomenal pick as someone who is just, I know folks love Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter, if you're the first-time head coach like Ben Johnson, and you come in with a guy that's going to you already have Caleb Williams, and you come in with a guy that also is going to want to, like, dictate, like, what he does, I don't think that's a great fit. I think he's a good player, but I don't want to have to deal with, like, a headache. Does that make sense? Like, and I'm not calling him he's not a problem player. What I'm saying is he has said openly he wants to play both sides of the ball. And
okay. I see what you're saying now, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm like, man, I really just need you to play corner. Not corner, wide receiver, punt returner. Like, I just need you to play corner. And that's not I'm not trying to put, like, shackles on him, right? Like, I'm just saying that I think that in the NFL it's so hard. Like, and I went through this. Like, hang on, let me see. If you get to the facility at 9, you lift, right? You run at 11. You have lunch. Then you have your meeting at 1, right? You go to your meeting. But what meeting do you got? You have a team meeting, then you break out into your own meetings.
Yeah, position.
What meeting are you going to? Right?
Yeah.
Then you have your big team special teams meeting,
which you're going to be part of.
Sure, yeah. Everyone's in that meeting. That's fine. But if you're not in the wide receiver meeting the whole time and you're not in the DB meeting the whole time, like, that's really hard to do. And I understand Dion is, like, pushing it, but so. Will Johnson, to me, for the Bears will be a really good pickup. I love the idea of Will Campbell in that spot. I talked to Lawrence Holmes. I talked to him about that already. Like, I think Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from LSU, is a great pick. And look, man, I think the kid from Tennessee is also good. Defensive end, edge guy.
Pierce?
Yeah.
Pierce? James Pierce?
Yes. Pierce. Like there's going to be a lot of meat on the bone at 10.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
And that's the part, because no matter what people say, no matter how we talk about it, at the end of the day, somebody's going to overdraft one of these quarterbacks. I'm seeing Jackson Dart get pushed up.
Yes. From your lips to God's ears, bro. Your lips to God's ears, because that'll push down, for me, Mason Graham, if he's there. And here's
I like him.
Here's another thing. If there's any way, shape, or form, say someone wants to jump up with Cleveland, they're going to jump back, trade back, say we want a quarterback.
Yep.
And Abdul Carter's there at number 3. I would think about, depending on what, because you're jumping up for a non-quarterback. And people talk about, it's going to take more than this and this. Yeah, but you're jumping up for a non-quarterback. For a quarterback, people are going to ask for the moon. For a non-quarterback, it's not going to be as much.
Yes.
If he lasts the 4, for first 3 go quarterbacks, the Bears better be on that phone. And who's 4? Shish kebab. I don't see.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay.
Patriots.
The Pats. Man, but would they be interested in trade? Because he could work with them too. Because if you give me Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Andrew Billings, and Abdul Carter, man, please.
I think Abdul Carter is the best player in this draft, as long as he's healthy. I do. I think he's the best player in the draft as long as he's healthy. So this is going to be a really interesting draft. This might be the most intriguing draft that we've seen in a while. Last year we saw 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12. This year, the 2 quarterbacks that we're talking about, or yes, 3 now because we have to add Jackson Dart in there.
Yeah.
They would have been quarterback 7, 8, and 9 in last year's draft.
Yeah.
That's just a reality. They would have been quarterback 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
So maybe we would have seen 9 quarterbacks get picked in the first round. I think for me, Jackson Dart, and I did this for my newsletter. I think Jackson Dart is somewhere from 12 to 20 quarterback in this draft, which is good. Let me rephrase. I think he should be a 12 to 20 quarterback, probably a little bit lower. Because here's the thing: you look at 12 Cowboys, they're not going to pick a quarterback.
No,
they just signed Dak Prescott again.
60 mil, crazy.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins, questionable. He wouldn't the good thing is he wouldn't have to play immediately.
Yeah,
because they have Tua, but Tua's health is obviously constantly in question. Culture at 14. Colts already got Anthony Richardson. Falcons, they already got Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah.
Cardinals have Kyler,
Murray,
who they seem like they've recommitted to, even though they tried to fire him before. Bengals have Joe Burrow. So we're at 17 right now. Bengals have Joe Burrow.
Damn.
So now we're looking at the Seahawks. The Bucks signed Baker Mayfield. So we're looking at Seahawks, Broncos.
They just got their guy, their rookie.
Bo Nix, right. So Broncos are off the table. So we're looking at Seahawks, Pittsburgh Steelers at 21. And that's where and then but guess what? If he gets picked later and later and later, he's going to play for a better team. He's going to be in a better position than Cam Ward or Shadir Sanders.
Or he might not be forced to, he might be thrown to the wolves.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a better position.
Yeah, it is.
It's a better position to go to one any of those teams. And what do? You go to the Rams and you let Matt Stafford, you let him finish out, and then you get to play. That's
after a year or two of watching him and learning from him and watching it from a coach's perspective as a backup, as opposed to being in it. That's invaluable, unbelievable value that has for people.
Yeah, like the Commanders at 29, they're not taking a quarterback. They got the phenom.
Yeah.
Bill's got a phenom at 30. So maybe he falls into this. Chiefs, obviously, Eagles, obviously, they all have their quarterbacks. But if you're looking at this, the Rams, the Texans, like they could just get a guy that will work. The Vikings, like, get a guy that can work depending on who's on. And again, this all is dependent on who's left on the board.
Right. Yeah.
Like, how much are you in love with some of these other pieces? Or do you want to have like security moving forward with a guy in Jackson Dart, who I will say this, I was watching him yesterday, and he has the traits, but also he played for a guy that's coaching the NFL in Lane Kiffin. People are going to poo-poo that, but at the end of the day, they are actually calling plays, like real plays, and asking him to do real things that are more translatable NFL skills than a lot of other quarterbacks, which is the problem that we're struggling with Caleb Williams, to bring it full circle with respect to the Chicago Bears. Lane is actually having his guys do things. Lane's having his guys do things. Lincoln Riley is creating situations where it's easy for them. Lane's making his kids play football, and I think that's a huge difference. So, and I think that's, excuse me, the difference that Ben brings is he's going to make him play actual football, which we talked about with respect to the drills and making sure that you do like the little things right. Because as you said, if you do the little things right, there are no big things.
Yeah. Michael, dude, great stuff, man. Me and you could talk as former college football player. You know, me and you could talk for an hour, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time this morning, but do me a huge favor. Let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
So check out the Substack. It's felder.substack.com. There's a podcast. There's also a newsletter. Newsletter should come out later today or tomorrow morning. I don't know if you can see this. I almost cut my finger off yesterday.
What are you doing?
I was putting together a lawnmower, and yeah, so that was bad. I saw my bone. When was the last time you saw the bone of your finger?
Get out of here.
Yeah. I had to go to urgent care. I got the split right here, my man.
Oh, dude, that's nuts.
So yeah, but no. Check that out. Check out Hand in the Dirt. It's a garden podcast about football. And we're in the middle of a humongous fight. Me and my two co-hosts and all the listeners, because I don't think that meal service boxes, and I don't want to upset any of your sponsors, I don't think meal service boxes are cooking. I think it's assembling, like what you do with IKEA furniture, but I don't think it's cooking. And so we are in a huge, like, we've had like 35 people call in and be like, you're wrong. And I'm like, well,
so you say the meal prep, where you go and they send you everything and say, okay, put it in the oven for X amount. Put it in the oven.
Yes.
It's not cooking, and as opposed to
is that what your mom would do?
No. Or grandma. My mom didn't cook. Grandma cooked.
Grandma. Is that what your grandma would do?
No, grandma. She goes shopping every day and
same. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So is that it? Check the bottom. It's felder.substack.com.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Perfect.
Hey, man, great stuff. I appreciate it, man. This was a great interview, and I appreciate your time. And we'll be in touch soon, bro. If Ben starts winning, man, we'll definitely be in touch. So,
for sure.
Hey, you have a great day, all right? And take care of that finger, Papa.
Oh, we're good. I'm good. I'm gold right now. I feel good. Y'all take it easy.
All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks. Guy, that's Michael Felder, college football analyst, former teammate of Ben Johnson. Dude, I appreciate his time, man. Holy cow, that was great stuff. So he's gonna make Caleb work from structure. He's gonna get his fundamentals down. And you know me, you know how avid I am. I usually say rabid. I am about fundamentals. It doesn't matter what freaking sport you're talking about. I just went on a diatribe about the fundamentals in baseball before he came on. When you are brought up learning the fundamentals, and that's why I had such a good and long career as a running back playing football. My grammar school coaches were the best coaches in the freaking world. Rest in peace, Coach Quinn. Rest in peace, Coach Shawn. Fundamentals were there. Blocking, tackling, ball placement, carrying the ball in the outside arm, proper foot placement, proper hand placement, and the toughness. So not only did they give us the fundamentals, they instilled the toughness in us. When you come from good fundamentals, man. Jay Grizz, thank you, Mr. Felder. Yes. Patty says, thank you for coming, Felder. Sure, I was Michael. Yeah, that was. Patty says, thanks for a great show, Shawn. Thanks, Patty. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I love how Mike already painted his nails. I was waiting for a winning season, but good stuff. Yeah. And we should see an improvement. All right, the Bears aren't going to the Super Bowl this year. There's a long shot and a lot of shit got to go right for them to get to the Super Bowl. A lot of shit. But next season, if Caleb buys in and works on his fundamentals, next season the Bears will be serious contenders for the NFC title game. 2026 will be serious contenders. But be present here. Let's watch this. Let's watch. What do you talk about? Remember the Blackhawks? We talked about watching Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taze grow and watching that team grow into the multiple-time Stanley Cup winner. Three-time. Should have been 4 times. Stanley Cup champion. We have that same thing here. Let's be present. Let's enjoy it. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. But we're going to see the progress, and that's what's going to get us excited. That's what should get you excited, because it gets me excited to see progress. Shawn said the sun's out in Chicago. Sun's out. No, not really. Probably one thin thing of haze. But anyway. Hey, listen, guys, 2 hours is coming and going. I want to thank Michael Felder for coming on, talking with us. I appreciate his time, giving us some insight on Ben Johnson, what to expect from him, how he felt that he can unlock Caleb, some of the personnel moves that we have, and also what we're looking at, what we should go, what we may do in the draft. So I appreciate Michael Felder and his time this morning. I want to say a big shout out, a big thank you to him for coming on. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Man, my peoples, I love it. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Now you could be doing a whole bunch of other stuff, but you're here with me, listening and partaking in sports, Chicago sports. I love it. Plank says, thank you, Shawn. Sports owners, bear down. Bear down, Plankster. Appreciate you, Papa. All right. But again, you know where I'm going to go with this, guys. Reach out to your loved ones. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right. You guys got to make sure that you reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a minute. Send them a text, a voice memo, something. Make their day. Start getting together with people, because time moves fast. As we get older, I think everyone in this chat is 35 plus. We realize as we've gotten older, time moves faster. Okay? So make sure you don't let more time go by without letting your loved ones know you love them. All right? This is going to be replayed at 6 o'clock at 12:15. Second City Sports is going to join you. Tune into them. Lakina and Sid taking you on another 2 hours of Chicago sports talk. But so for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day. Love you, and I truly appreciate you. Your boy is out.